Can you play that again? That was awesome.
Yeah, it's the more you know. I don't know if in the United States there's commercials where it'd be like that, like something for something, like don't abuse your wife, and then it played this after with a star.
Make sure you wipe your anus.
Yeah.
The texture and skin of your lips is the same texture and skin of your anus.
I do. And have you ever made them touch? I mean, I haven't, but if you have, I did.
Is that like licking your elbow?
I'm not able to actually do that. If you can, I'm very happy for you.
You're lying. You're lying. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the Amigos and Co. Monday/Tuesday. And of course, we had the first potato of a couple of weeks. Yes, I had the camera on when I went live. Good job, Breezetones. Please give us a potato in chat if you can hear the audio and you can see us with your eye holes. Legion Vapes, who does have a butthole, which is the same skin as his lips. Welcome to you. And Chris Vandal, who probably has the same, even though I know Chris Vandal can lick his own elbow because that's Chris Vandal. But welcome.
I gotta ask though, since you brought it up, is he has the same skin on his lips as his butthole? Is it the same beard on his butthole?
Hell yeah.
Find out next week.
Absolutely.
No,
All the way down to the knees.
I do know those dingleberries are very expensive per kilo if you wanted to buy any. Hi fellas, hi in chat. Hi chat. I'm gonna go through a little quick chatty chat. There was a little bit of movement. Mr. Birdman was texting me at 4:30 this morning, saying that he was going to be watching the show. He didn't do that. But Shannon Brown's here. Hi, David Lloyd, the Birdman. I didn't send you. You did this out of your own accord, my friend.
Idiot.
Amigos and Co is here. Good job, Amigos and Co. Who else is here? Chris Vandal's here. I think we have 3 people watching. Awesome. Did I say Shannon?
David Moyle.
David Moyle,
live and in the house.
Yeah.
How
It's
dare
been
you?
a while. David, where the fuck have you been? I've missed you. Drop us a line sometime.
Otto K is
Let us know how
also
you're doing.
here. Connie's here. Hi, Connie.
Do you have a top chat on?
Do I have no, I have live chat on. Yep. Because I went back to the start. The Great Bombatsky, the most amazing builder, is here. Hi, Rob. Legion Vapes is here. Legion sent Legion. Is that Vapeception? Yeah. Hashtag slow clap. Ern's here. Hi, Ern. I think that's everyone. Yeah, we've got 6 people watching.
Also, I just want to point out, Ern said that you can hear us loud and Pepsi clear, and I don't know if you guys remember that, but they used to sell Pepsi that was clear back in the 90s.
I do remember that. Yeah. Did
For a little short period of time, it just hit the market, became really, really huge. The proto influencers of the time were all, and then gone.
Yeah.
Was that like green ketchup, or do they still do
Green
that?
ketchup and purple ketchup was awesome.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the ketchups, I'll be honest. Like, I'm very visual with my food. If it looks fucking weird, I'm not going to eat it. So I don't know about those. I did try the Pepsi Clear before because I found a hot one time in the back of my mom's car, and it was not good.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Back to the show. Also, Rex Vapes is here. A little sliding in there that last moment. Hi, Rex Vapes. Yeah, I just literally came from the dentist and had my mouth filled with putty, which was always fun, and did the full gag in the dentist chair, which is a little bit embarrassing, but they probably see it 3 or 4 times a day. So, yeah. In fact, can we start this discussion with the motivational blah blahs? Can we do that? Do you want to do that straight away? Let's just do it.
Totally mess up the schedule.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, why not do that?
Yeah. So here's the you can even motivational blah blahs. You can even if you want to, and without getting full existential. My life has been revolving around the dentist and problems with my mouth hole. And straight up, this motivational quote today, reflects that. Stop buying stupid stuff and look after your teeth. Brush them. That's it. That's the motivational word for today. Stop buying stupid stuff and look after your teeth. That's my dad voice.
While we are on the topic of A, buying stupid stuff, and B, looking after your teeth, I bought some toothpaste. You know about this, and it's been quite a marvelous journey over the last week. I've been brushing my teeth way more than usual. I've been enjoying the process of brushing my teeth. It's really, really nice toothpaste. And I'm not paid to say this. I'm not shilling it, but I did buy a brand called Marvis, and when I mentioned it, Adam made that face.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. See, I bought toothpaste that is Black Forest cake toothpaste. And when I brush my teeth, it tastes like I'm eating toothpaste. And
A Black Forest?
Black Forest cake. Yeah, Black Forest cake toothpaste.
What the is a Black Forest cake?
Black Forest cake is a rich, chocolatey, cherry, thick icing, decadent cake.
Yep.
And it feels like I'm brushing my teeth with cake, except it feels clean afterwards.
I thought at first you were going to say it's the first time you've ever brushed your teeth, and I was like, holy shit.
No.
Yeah.
But I do think that, bringing this round to the point of the channel, adults like flavors. This proves that adults like flavors. There's a market for it. And anything that encourages you to actually brush your teeth daily is a good thing in my book.
Yeah.
Maybe there are better toothpastes out there, but if you don't find that you have the habit, try some Black Forest cake.
Yeah, the brand
There's
Steve.
also aniseed and ginger and lemon, and
Quinoa?
they've got like 30 flavors.
Tofu. Yep. There's to put a little context into it. Steve bought it's a product for luxury grooming and those kind of things. Like that's the brand. I think it might actually be Italian. Is that right? Yep. Marvis.
Yeah.
They've been making
Marvis.
toothpaste for a while, and they make kind of higher end luxury pampering kind of.
Isn't the Black Forest in Germany?
It is. Yes. Yeah.
So it's German, Italian, used by an Australian.
Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. The world is crazy.
Yeah. And it's they make lots of men's grooming products and stuff. Look, looking after yourself. Yeah, but that's it's surprising the amount when you talk about dentistry or teeth with people, and how many people have been like, oh man, I haven't been in the dentist in such a long time, and dad voice again. Stop putting off stuff. Go to the dentist. Stop it. Ask yourself the question. I should go to the dentist. That's what you need to do. And,
you don't tell me what to do. Just because I pay $300 a month in healthcare that I never use doesn't mean I should use it, Dad.
Yeah. No, I am telling you what to do, and that's it. There's no debating. All right. So I hope everyone feels, got the good feels out of that motivational blast this week.
We're all feeling
Right to the roots. No bridge.
Anyway, let's move into this. It's the buffet. The buffet, because we do some vaps occasionally, and Stephen Legion, the Black Forest toothpaste using bearded dude. What are you putting in your face hole today?
A lot of that. This is the Drag X Pro. I got some Daily Grind. About half a tank left in there, just about done. Salted caramel cappuccino. Nice setup. Where am I at now? 1,877 puffs on this coil, and it's still going strong. Although, if I put it on the side, as I did last show, it leaks. I got a nice setup here. Let me pull there. The Thelema Quest, which I've been using a fair bit over this past week, and this one, the Juggernaut. What's it called? The Juggernaut MR.
Mm-hmm.
Single coil little beast. That's close.
That's a great little tank.
It's a nice little tank.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit with the wicking.
Yes.
My first wicking job was just a little too much. Whatever you think that you cut too much off, cut a little bit more. Literally, I just have it just resting on the top of those ports, nothing stuffed down, and now it's working perfectly. In there, it's been so long since I've had this.
It's been a while.
I do not know why. I got a bunch of other stuff. This is like the first one of theirs I ever tried, and I fell in love with it instantly. Now I've got another bottle that I will drain literally in a week. And finally, yeah, this baby, the squid fingerprint magnet. Look at that, fingerprints everywhere. It's the Squid DB4, the Apex. Going for a classic idea. This one is quite old. Can't get it anymore, as far as I know. 2 great big air slots that if I hold it sideways too long, it will drip everywhere. The airflow is massive on here. It's just like, you can hear that.
Yeah.
It's just straight airflow in there. But if you're looking for high wattage, big clouds,
Nice.
cloudy as you want.
Wait.
So between the two of these are kind of covering most of my needs. This is a little bit more restricted, a little bit cooler. This is like sort of a go for all day long. And then like every hour or so, it's like, I want a big one. Let me grab this. So
You get to see the mouth hole difference on those guys. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
it's designed for it. It actually kind of races that thing. I was thinking about it the other day. We standardized. We went from that 510 thing to the 810 thing. And in between there was a short period of time where it was all 510s. And then all the cloud chucking things were all just unstandardized. They're all different. And they were huge. And I actually really like the airflow and the drip tip from the Troll, the original Troll V2, which is much, much bigger, much, much wider than an 810. And we've lost that. And so we've standardized. It became standardized to the 810, and nobody's even considering alternate sizes or alternate specs. And I kind of think it would be nice. Like, we've got all these big, massive RDAs that people are making, like the Valhalla 30 mil and these 40 mil things. And everyone's going, okay, well, standard, you just stick an 810 on there. It's like, why not go bigger? Why? Because I think a Valhalla, which is perfect for it, with a Troll size. I can't even remember what it was. It's about half the size again as an 810. It's massive. I think there's room for that. I'd love to see some. As much as I'm always about standardization in the market, I would love to see a bigger format for those bigger clouds, like something like this. This is good, but something like this with like that Troll size would be awesome.
I definitely think you're saying something there, particularly even in the 510 scope, because 510s were, I guess probably born out of the MTL bore size, right? But I have quite a few 510 drips now that have got like a shower head style, or not shower head, but just a whatever you call that, a vase shape, changing the bore and those kind of things, and the RDL vapes, like you can change that flows so much via the bore of the drip tip. It's amazing how much that closing it off. I mean, obviously not talking about undercoil
100%.
airflow.
And the same does go with the 810s. You can adjust it. There are some that are like wide bore, they're 810, and there's some that are 810 for fitting, but they're a bit more narrow bore. There's some that are taller. There's a whole bunch of range there. But I think there's room for that, like I said, that larger size, a bigger more of a chuff cap. Like we had that period where chuff caps were out there and there was some variance in them, but they were just big, wide bore. I'd kind of like to see that come back. For only for personal reasons. Maybe the rest of the world doesn't want them. Yeah. But I'd like to see that come back because I do think it works really, really well. And I was thinking about it too. It's like we're playing around with airflows, and people are designing larger decks, different ways for the airflow to hit the coils. We're playing around with size and shape of the external barrel, but we're always reduced to the drip tip. It doesn't matter how big the external holes are. If the drip tip's only so big, then that's the maximum air you can get through there. So, yeah, interesting. It would be nice.
Mowgli is saying he's double dog daring you to do it, make it, do it. There you go.
Bring me a machine shop. Just bring it, mail it to me.
Yeah. Mr. Vandal,
and then come over and teach me how to use it.
Teach me how to, Dougie. Teach me how to. Sorry. I was sitting here while the pre-show, and I said, "Fuck it." I decided to pull out my see if I can get it right. Veek Gape. God, I can never say it. Anyways, my Veek Gape with the goat, and I had some tropical on here from like 3 months ago when I last used this, and it still tastes good.
A little bit dusty, but you burnt that off.
This room. No, this room stays closed. This is like my hermetically sealed room. I got the new Xbox in here. The dogs don't come in here. Like no one comes in here, and plus. That's why the black lights face that way. Anyways, I've also got the Caliburn and Anarchist Orange because I can't put this stuff down. It's delicious. It's delicious. But yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, is it? That's all you got? All right. It basically hasn't changed since the Sunday show, but that's the step. The step by Snowcap Mods. I always want to hold it on an angle, so I'm going to hold it up. But that's with the GT4S. And speaking of bores on drip tips, that's a faux nub by DHD. But really, really like the way that kind of. What's that word? It's not a cone, is it? Well, I guess it's conical, slightly conical, but the way it cones out like that. Oh, I'll put it in front of my face. Anyway, yeah. But another 510 drip tip that we were talking about with a completely different bore is, I think that's called a duo tip from DHD. That's on top of the fancy broccoli, the Ha by Mr. Mark Todd and Vandal on the DNA 75C. In that one, I have the custard cookies from Vapor Treats, which I love that liquid, and I'm sad because it's getting down there, and that will be the last time I'll be able to get that one. But that's in that. I didn't mention that Banana Cream Booty is in this one from Backed. I am still running the billet box and the Kirch, which is the straight up Supply Co. Susco bridge. That's a banger. Really, really nice bridge. I think there may be another drop of those coming in the next week. So straight up Supply Co. Facebook page for all of those that didn't get one. But it's very, very kindly supplied to me by Susco. In the billet box 2019 with a little white battery action. And I also have another Snowcap mod, the Avalanche 2 Squank, because I like to squank, if you know what I mean, with the Monarchy 4th on the top, which is, I think it's very much my favorite single coil Addy. I think I'm just going to say it. It's banging. Outstanding good Addy. But that's it. That's what I'm putting in my face holes.
You just reminded me, I never got my mod. Because I got that mod that you guys suggested, and then we ordered it at work, and it never came in. That was like fucking 6 months ago.
Which one?
God, you guys suggested. I don't even remember. It was like $150 because it was a squonk. And because I've been complaining about not having a squonk, and then I ordered it at like I went, talked about it at work, and then I ordered it while I was there, and it never came in. I gotta check some emails. Sorry. Anyways,
Cheeky.
I just hit the THC pin, so I might ramble.
Not the, what was it called? Not the Revenant? No. What's?
No. Fuck, I can't remember what it
we
was.
suggested that wasn't the top side.
Didn't you just get another topside?
No, that was something else.
Rage?
I have like 8 of the OG rages. If anyone wants paperweights, I got them. No. Not that the rage was the bad mod or anything of it's Dwayne, just like they were Gen 1s, and they were all like the ones that were made before they actually made the mods, because I was doing Desire. So anyways, long story short, I have rages. Not just white old man rage.
Yeah, that's the rage I have. Yeah. I want to know what the piece was that you bought again. I'm
gonna go tomorrow and I'll look at my emails and I'll remember then.
Yeah.
If I try looking it up now, I'm just gonna like look at old butthole pictures I sent people, and then I'm gonna get distracted, and we're not gonna talk about nothing.
See, knowing you, it would have been a dual battery.
It was something.
And I can't think of many regulated dual battery squonkers outside of the Rage topside.
Yeah, I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Anyone in chat remember know what we're talking about? Because we.
David Moore, that was the last time you were here, probably. Like, what was it? I'll have to look it up. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to derail the whole conversation.
No,
that's okay.
Not at all. I just wanted to double check something if we can get into a little bit of. I'm sure most of these people here would know it. in the bubble that we live in, the vapp world. But I'm actually going to put something into chat just because I want to reiterate something that you all need to watch. This is the latest video from Dr. Jones, Danielle Jones, The Truth About Vaping. I've just put that link in there. She dropped her latest piece on the lawsuits and whatnot, the future of vaping. Absolutely amazeballs. She does such an outstanding job, and I know that she spent months getting that sorted out. So if you haven't watched it, or if you can send it to anyone that you might think will find it relevant, please share it around. It's an outstanding piece, and you know, I'm really hoping that someone like the likes of Mark Gunter, you know, I'm sure he probably already knows about it, but you know, it's those kind of people outside of our out of our bubble that we need to get to see that, you know. So absolutely share it around. I did put the link in chat there, and hopefully it didn't boot me.
No, you're fine. It's there. And another good thing about this too is keep it in your arsenal and like your save videos and stuff like that. Like we always talk about sharing information with outside the community. And a lot of people just get what they get from the news. But you show them this video that has the backup and the references and everything in it that like points to like a lot of fucking shit that a lot of people don't know. And it's like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just saying like, you know, the taxes in the States, that's why they're going to do it. Or you're just a bunch of bullcrap. No, like there's proof here in your face. Yeah. You can share that link with people and they can watch it at their leisure. And the best part about like right now what's going on with the world, especially with the internet, is people don't like to be wrong. So you show it to them, they might brush you off, think you're a dumbass or anything like that, blah, blah, in the comment section or whatever. But they're going to watch that later to make sure that they know what they're talking about so they can go and troll some other comment section. And guess what? They're going to get educated on it. And besides those people, the people around you that are like that don't vape, that are interested in it, it puts them in the same mind state, it's not like a brainwash. It puts them on the same track as we are of everything that we know is going on so that whenever these issues come up, because... if you thought that the USPS ban was it and it's done, you're fucking high. There's states still trying to ban flavors. Canada just did their thing with the nicotine. There's states still trying to push through legislation with this stuff. And guess what? The people that you talk to go to those ballots and vote. Show them what they're voting for. Yeah.
And I love, even though, you know, if you're keeping up to date or as much as you possibly can across, you know, like all of the forms of the socials as far as advocacy is concerned, you know, I love when I watch something like that and there's so many bits and pieces that I didn't know, you know, like particularly about the MSA and how that was kind of drawn up as far as if you were a tobacco company and like against the big you know, the big names versus the smaller ones who could effectively say, oh, we would project that we're going to lose this money, so you know they didn't have to buy in as much as the bigger companies did, so they stand to make even bigger profits, you know. So it's I worded that very badly, but yeah, it's completely insane. Yeah.
It's insane that these people, like the government literally bet on your downfall. Like they bet on you to keep smoking cigarettes, to get cancer and die.
Yeah.
And guess what? People are getting money for your life, for your live. It's not just like, you know, I get it. Everything's monetized nowadays. The 2 seconds you spend on a video game on your phone, they watch that ad, they're getting paid. But this is nefarious. Like this is just straight up dirty. This is betting on death. This is betting on pain and suffering. And the government is trying to keep this under wraps because they don't want the people, like, look at how much is going on right now in the world with social justice and like how it affects certain groups. And like, I'm not saying no disrespect to any of that, but this is affecting everybody that is a part of either smoking or vaping. Like this is everybody. You're all a bunch of idiots and we're all going to make a bunch of money off you dying. So keep fucking smoking cigarettes.
That's right. But no hating towards the people who smoke. Of course.
I believe you should have the freedom to choose whatever you want. If you want to come over to this side and see if the grass is greener for you, please do it. We'll help you out, get you there. But if you want to keep doing that, guess what? That's your choice to do so. But I'd still think it's fucked up that, you know, it's like the government doesn't make this kind of money off of broken condoms. You know what I mean? Or this kind of stuff off of like seatbelts. You think the seatbelt manufacturers came together? It's like, all right, we'll make faulty seatbelts and sell it to the government because these people are going to die. Yeah. You know how shitty that sounds? Now put that with vaping and cigarettes and...
That's it. Absolutely. There is one more that I'm going to put into to chat as well. And this is one that needs to be shared to like 100% to outside the bubble. Again, probably just reiterating things that people already know. But this is the There it is. This is the Mark Gunter piece on transparency, I guess, for want of a better word. The great vape debate, leading tobacco scientists call for a more balanced approach to e-cigarettes. It's a matter of social justice. This is an incredible piece to unpack, and a lot of things, remembering that Mark Gunter is not part of this industry. He just likes to report on lots of stuff, but in this one particularly, the bias and non-bias and that whole situation going around tobacco control and the studies and who's funding them. So yeah, that one is the one I love when I see stuff like this, because it's, again, just reiterating, it's not people from our industry, it's people putting the spotlight and the microscope on those involved in the industry and how it's a complete tug of war. Very, very good read. It's but when you read stuff like that with someone, who's obviously very, very good at, not grey area, very black and white, trying to work it out, I feel stupid. I feel stupid when I'm reading such incredible language and yeah. But
just got to be happy those are the people that are here to guide us.
Yeah, 100%.
I also have one to add to the collection today.
Nice.
Some news. This about 5 hours ago. This was posted by the Queensland Health Department.
Oh dear.
On their page and also on Facebook. So I'll drop the Facebook link in. Just go.
Is this going to be rage-inducing, Steve?
Oh yes.
For a little backstory, UQ. Did you say UQ? Queensland Uni.
No, Queensland Health.
Oh, Queensland Health. Queensland Health, for those that don't know, is obviously the health body, the governmental health body for the state of Queensland. Were basically spouting misinformation a couple of years ago, lying effectively, not following legislation that they effectively had to write, and were fining stores, were basically backtracking on the laws that were written, and trying to prove that they were policing the situation when actually they weren't even following the letter of the legislation. So
yeah. So just again a little bit more backstory for those of you that are in Australia. I'm sorry you already know this. But of course, my state, New South Wales, is just exploded with COVID cases, contacting up and down the coast. Queensland's doing a little bit better. They're a fair bit better, actually. They're taking care of that sort of stuff, but they're on it right all the time. There's issues with the border right now. It's open, it's closed, it changes daily. You've had to get special forms to cross the border, all that sort of stuff. That's kind of the situation we're in. And then today they post in their news release section. This is part of news and events. So they consider this to be vital information that they need to share. It's of vital importance. What's really in vape juice?
No.
And the funniest part is it's on the Queensland Health Department page, and it's written like a blog. Okay, so straight up, this is not a rant. We're just presenting the facts about what's really in vape juice.
The facts.
Then I got a little section that says, what's a vape, e-cig, e-hookah, mod, or jewel? What are those things? Who uses them? Increasingly, younger people. Blah, 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 et cetera, some twisted...
Geez, 5 hours ago and they've already got... Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
5 hours ago, they've already had 1,000 comments on it. Wow.
Then they go, so what's in there? And they're cutting through all the dreck of the writing. Most vape juices contain some of the following: propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, in some cases water, other chemicals, including those used to create flavors. I like how they do that. In terms of propaganda, other chemicals.
So flavoring.
Not flavorings, just other chemicals, including flavorings. As if there's just this random other chemicals that are added for we don't know why. Some of them are... No, it's flavorings. It's just flavorings. But anyway,
They're also going against what the TGA says because, like from reputable retailers, international retailers that they're encouraging us to buy from.
Yeah.
Queensland Health decides that actually we're not going to, stay on the same page there. We're just going to put out the misinfodemic information.
The first 3 ingredients are usually harmless when eaten, but their effects when inhaled as an aerosol are currently unknown. Let's go back. Propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, water. Okay, so we know 100% all the effects of inhaling water. If it's too wet, you drown, and if it's steamy, you get a little bit of vapor coming out of your mouth. We know the effects there. Propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin. There is a study, I don't have it saved, I should go back and find it, 1940s, where they tented off an entire tuberculosis ward and pumped the air full of PG.
People were still shitting outside their house in the 1940s.
Yes, but they knew that PG was safe. They did the full studies. The documentation is there. They filled the air with aerosolized PG because it eased the symptoms of the people that were in there, and they found it very, very useful. This predates the invention of asthma inhalers. This is some of the science as to why PG used to be used in asthma inhalers. We know. So again, currently unknown is bullshit. We know. Then the rage-inducing vapes, especially those bought online from overseas, can also contain unspecified and uncontrolled amounts of other substances, some of which are known to be really harmful. Diacetyl.
Where's their article on combustible tobacco?
Diethylene glycol has never been put in e-liquid. The only connection diethylene glycol has with vaping is stupid articles. Yeah, they can't tell the difference between PG and DG. It has never been used. It's an antifreeze. It's not linked to lung disease, what they say, because it's never been used in a vape. It's not an ingredient.
But nitpick the references here, we took this one study from the 1940s, and then here's something from 2000s plus, and then where's the in between with that? You know what I mean? Nothing happened in science for 60 years.
They list lead, tin, nickel, cadmium, acetaldehyde, and formaldehyde.
All right.
Acrolein, benzene. All these things have been detected. To be fair, they have been detected in the exhale of vape. However, they can also be detected in the exhale of breath.
Yeah.
They can be detected in the room with nobody in it. They are there in the air in varying concentrates. And one of the things that is true, let's err on the side of science here. You take 2 chemicals and you heat them up and you inhale them and exhale them. Other chemicals will be there that weren't in the source. That's just basic science. When you mix chemicals together and you put a catalyst such as heat to it, you get a reaction and you create new chemicals. But all the tests that we've seen, all the science that we've seen over the last 5-10 years has been that these levels are below danger levels. These are somewhat around ambient levels.
There's formaldehyde in my carpet. There's formaldehyde in that couch I bought at Walmart. There's formaldehyde in that fucking thing.
New car smell that people are struggling to build is nothing but solvents and plastic and chemicals. That's right.
And so I know they were vague with it on purpose when they said from other countries. But if you buy a PMTA juice, which right here I have a bottle of Anarchist Pink, which is a PMTA juice, guess what? With the new laws and regulations, every ingredient is listed on the bottle. Every single ingredient is listed on the bottle.
Yep.
The last 2 are the infuriating ones, if you weren't already infuriated.
I'm going to mute.
Some chemicals in e-cigarette aerosols can also cause DNA damage. If you vape, you will turn into an X-Men. Yes!
I've been vaping for years, and I got 2 COVID shots, and I still have no 5G. I'm fucking pissed.
You get the vaping green eyes, the Marvel eyes.
Ultra small particles that can be inhaled deep into the lung. You
Like
telling me
water?
that my daily commute down the highway to my work 10 years ago with all the trucks going by didn't
Yeah.
have that? I worked
Especially-
in the grease pit of the kitchen. It didn't have that.
The pits in Afghanistan where I burnt documents. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah. No.
Then they go on a little bit saying that, and this is the let's scare the parents. Let's scare them a lot. Other vape liquids can contain THC, CBD, vitamin E acetate, and of course the scary one, other or unknown chemicals.
You mean to tell me there's weed in this weed vape? I'll never do it again.
Allegedly. Yeah.
The CBD is too spicy, bro.
Yeah.
And then they go on to other safety concerns. They may deliver unreliable doses of nicotine.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a better tank, buddy. Leak their contents. Really, buy yourself a better tank. Could be a poisoning risk, particularly for children. Don't leave your vapes where your kids can get their hands on them.
Yeah.
Not list the
hang out with
presence
kids.
or actual strength of nicotine on the product label.
I think that's the main takeaway there, Vandal. Don't hang out with kids. Yeah.
Hey, man. They all understand me.
Yeah.
No, I hate kids.
And be unsafe to use during pregnancy. That's a safety concern.
So basically, like everything else in the fucking
So
world.
it's vodka, but they're not putting any restrictions on that.
No.
Coffee. I mean, do we have to have a big warning label off every Starbucks? You know, if you're pregnant, don't come within 2 blocks.
I think these groups are forgetting that they're supposed to be the public health heroes, and they're not, doing anything positive to help risk mitigate, to, help people change small things about their life.
They're not here to help you reduce your harm. They're here to stop you from doing anything.
There's a lesson that I think we should have learned by now. I've talked about it before. With Reefer Madness, the whole thing. If you lie, eventually the lies will come out. And then no one will ever fucking trust you again on that subject. And when you're talking about a government organization, they need to make sure that they are rigorously ethical in what they're saying. You cannot bend the truth. You cannot lie. You cannot suggest. The closest you can ever say is we have some concerns, but we don't know. Anything more than that, it will come out. It will be known. And then all of a sudden, you are completely untrustworthy. Look at our world and how many people are worried right now. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the doctors. Is that vaccine tested? Is it going to kill my uncle? I don't know. I don't trust anyone. And why do we have a world where nobody is just taking basic health information on board? Because for 50 fucking years, you told them that weed was going to kill them and destroy them. That's not the only reason, but that's part of it. We've been fed misinformation. We found out the truth, and now we'll just never fucking trust you again. We live in that world where nobody trusts the mainstream sources, and they're continuing that.
It's a huge problem, especially here in the States. Everyone thinks, like, how did Britain or the UK do it so right? Because they did it without money into politicians' pockets. They campaigned for 2 weeks or something like that. I can't remember the exact date, so correct me if anyone in the chat's there. But they campaigned for like 2 weeks, do their votes or whatever, and that's it. They don't do a whole year's worth of lobbying to like businesses and all this shit to keep the fucking money flowing to them. Because it's funny how like you go into like, politics poor, but you come out rich. There's a reason for that. And that, I get it, I'm kind of ranty right now, but that has a huge play into like what's going on here. Because a lot of Western thinking countries, money is in politics, and that's exactly what's going on. That's why people are getting paid to, smoke. The government's paying companies are getting paid for you to die and smoke cigarettes, or for you to croak and do all this shit, and like money ruined it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the scientific institutions in the States, or not in the States, in the UK, like I said, rigorous, honest truth. And when they don't know, they say they don't know. And they err a little bit on the side of caution, which means that when they say, hey, we found evidence that this will help, it means it really fucking helps, but we can't say that because we can't prove it yet. So we'll go a little bit lighter. We say it probably helps, and they're very, very rigorous about biting that line about honesty. So when you're talking about getting that information across, the public generally in the UK can trust these organizations a lot more.
Can we just stop there before we get raging? And I guess this is a very, the few people watching the show, if any of them are in Australia and potentially, either have their prescription or are getting their prescription or have friends that are in the health industry, doctors, nurses, whatever it is. The great Colin Mendelsohn has been posting on his Facebook. He's probably done it on his Twitter as well. He's doing a free 1-hour webinar for GPs and health professionals on vaping nicotine, how to write prescriptions, and on the new regulations from the 1st of October 2021. It will be basically a couple of weeks, Wednesday the 15th of September. It is designed for those in the industry and not for the vape advocates, like you and I. But if you go to his Facebook page, he's put the link on there, which is the Zoom invite. That whole situation, it doesn't help to, it can't do any harm. Here it is, risk mitigation, harm reduction, to potentially forward that on to people that everyone seems to know. A nurse knows a doctor, or knows somebody who knows somebody that may benefit from this situation. Also, very good piece of arsenal to help stop the spread of misinformation of those who do get around to it. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Colin Mendelsohn's Facebook page. Is where you'll find that situation. Did I talk about the handout I got from the dentist, actually, about nicotine staining your teeth? Was that?
You did post it last week. We did talk about it, yeah.
We did talk about it. Okay, yeah. I didn't get to bring it up with my dentist, but even my dentist, like they're giving a handout that they give to all of their clients, which has got littered with factually incorrect information, and I'm just looking for the right time, the comfort to say to my dentist, hey, did you write this or did you get it from cut and paste?
I find it infuriating when you see those quotes or those documents that say nicotine does this, when it's so simple to just change that word to smoking.
Combustible.
Smoking does this.
Yes.
Absolutely not denying it. Smoking will stain your teeth. Smoking will stain your fingers. Smoking will cause your lungs to collapse into little tiny black holes. Fine, absolutely. Don't try to sound pseudoscientific and change it to nicotine because you're making a misrepresentation of the facts there, and
language is important.
Language matters.
Yeah.
Be rigorous especially when you are speaking from a place of authority. You have to be, again, we've said this word a bunch of times, rigorous.
Yeah. We live in a headline world right now, and that's all people see is like the first big words that come at them, and so they're going to go through thinking that nicotine's causing these problems for people, but it could be the fucking, the fertilizer spread on the stuff or the other chemical spread on it. There's a lot more to it than just the punchline advocacy thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of rigorous, something I actually did mean to mention on Sunday, and I completely forgot because our guest, he filled a lot of time with his words. He's a great guy. But this time, I'm going to actually get it out. I came across something recently. In Australia, of course, you all know that we have to get a prescription. Come October 1st, that's going to be heavily enforced. You will need to have your prescription in order to order your nicotine. There will be stuff sold in pharmacies, probably not immediately roll out, but gradually over the first 6 months at least. But most of us, especially those who are watching, will continue the way we used to be, which is ordering from overseas. But now when we do our order, we'll then attach our prescription to it, and they will send it back with a printout copy. It's pretty straightforward. It's the way things are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It is very important. I've come across this. You will have a discussion with your doctor. You will talk about your usage. And if he's a good, rigorous doctor, there's that word again, we will ascertain what your average daily use is, how much you go through in a month. We'll multiply that by 3. we'll add a little bit, and that will be your prescription, and you'll get that for 1 month, 3-month section, plus 3 repeats. So you got basically 15 months covered with a prescription. And you'll be allowed to do an order each time the 3 months pass. They probably won't police that part, but you have 3 repeats. This is the part that came to me, and I hadn't really thought about this. It's the logistics. When you sit with your doctor and you say, I do this and I do that, and I use this much every day, and you get a total figure, you kind of need to, it's all about communication with your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about knowing who you like to purchase from. Because if you are the kind of person who buys, I buy ready-made, it's 3 milligram, I go through 12 bottles every 3 months, that's good. And so you have a prescription for that, you're fine. You're absolutely fine, don't worry, ignore the rest of what I'm going to say. If you're the kind of person who gets 100 milligram, the figures may not work in your favor. You've got to be careful about this. Here's an example. I had a prescription, 100 mils of 100 milligram every 3 months. I had some for regular bottles, but I had that as well. So I go to Vaporize, going, okay, I'm going to order myself a 100 ml bottle of 100 milligram nicotine for 3 months. The next 3 months, that's what I'll be using to spike my juices. They don't sell 100 milligram bottles at Vaporize. They sell 125 milligram bottles. I went to my wife. She vapes 6 milligrams. She needs a little bit more than me. Her prescription was for 120. So neither of us could technically fulfill that prescription at Vaporize. Now we're talking about a marginal difference, but I imagine when they're coming down hard, especially the first 6 months to a year, if your prescription says 100 and the bottle says 120, boom, destroyed. You do not want to be in that position. So you've got to go and find the place that you like to buy. And this is where things get difficult for people who are just starting, who don't know. For us, we're fine. We just got to do our due diligence. But you need to go to the place where you like to buy your nicotine and see what they offer. And then when your doctor calculates and he says 100 milligrams, can we make that 120? This is why. I can only buy in 120 ml bottles. Let the doctor know. Because the doctors aren't going to be on that. They don't know where you buy from.
Mm.
So you've got to kind of figure that out. If you're a heavy vapor, if you vape, if you don't like Salt Nicks, you like Freebase, but you're vaping like say 12 or 14 milligrams, you're going to go through a lot more, right? So it might add up to 480 for 3 months for you. Well, nobody sells a 480 bottle.
Yeah, this is kind of. I'm sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of what we were talking about, a few weeks ago, where I believe that the retailers will become, that no one's going to know amounts required better than them because they're going to be the ones receiving, sales with prescriptions on it. So they're going to effectively have a database of what people are going to get on their prescriptions. And I believe, I don't believe, I think that in the near future, it will be dispensed in that way. So, the sizing will no longer be the thing. You'll just get a bottle with what your prescription says in it, and so that you can meet the requirements of that. But I firmly believe the retailers will be on top of that because, like you say, no one's sales are going to meet what their prescriptions say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the trickiest part is like I said, right now and in the near future, their setup is set for one mode of business. They have big vat and they dispense, and then they have a shelf with 3 sizes of bottles and they just pack orders.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is more of a dispensing pharmacy model where they have to actually fill and seal a bottle each time they get an order in to whatever that says. It'll take them a while to actually shift over to that. And I'm not sure that they're quite on top of that yet.
Birdman is saying there isn't VE doing custom sized bottles.
Not at the moment. They may be down the line, but at the current point, I don't think so.
And Mr.
Welcome. Let them know that they'll sell.
Yeah. This is from Mystic Coils. The GP I speak with for scripts is actually good with bottle sizes. She had me on 275 bottles of 100 milligram per milliliter, but she suggested 250 bottles, as 275 was an odd size. Yeah, well, it's nice to say, as long as surely the retailers will be onto that, because that's sales they will miss out on. So. Custom sized bottles, yes, it's a pain in the ass, but that will be the way to meet the need of the prescriptions that covers everybody, so yeah, it is.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
For everything, like what's that phrase? Wait till the dust settles.
Yeah.
And that's a process where we kind of know some things that are going to happen. We know what the restrictions are going to be, but how they're implemented, how they're enforced, and how the companies are going to respond to that after the fact. It's going to be all a little bit different. So
I received, not that I want to take over the chat, but I received an email today, which I don't know how I feel about this. This was from a company based in New Zealand. What have I done with it? It's basically a promo email saying, get your orders in, all this sort of thing, because from October 1st, you'll need a prescription. And I feel like saying you've always needed a prescription to bring into this country. It's not that things are changing. It's just that, you just need a prescription now. It's always been illegal, So I hate that marketing comes out that way, that effectively isn't correct. It's always been that.
It is. It's been our fight for the last year. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. That we've always needed it, and nothing is changing in terms of you needing it, or the requirements of you having it, or the process of getting it.
Yeah.
What is changing is the enforcement of that requirement, as well as what didn't exist, an actual opening of the gates to selling it within the country.
Yeah.
Up currently and previously, there was no nicotine sales for the public consumption at all within the country, flat out. What is changing is pharmacies will be allowed to dispense it, and how and what it's open to interpretation. We'll see how that works, but that's a change. But the actual having a prescription, that's no change. It's no different than it has always been. And seeing people that should know better, vape companies, stores, a bunch of from armchair to full-time advocates saying that this is a change, that you will need a prescription. And as the theme of our show so far has been rigorous language, and sometimes that statement has to be a little bit longer. You have to give a little bit of backstory, but be rigorous in your language. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, Chris, you go.
I was going to say, Mystic Coils had a good question, I think.
Yeah.
He said, Breezetones, how will they keep record of how many bottles of Nick are imported? My script says I can import 250 mil bottles, but how they record how many bottles I've imported in 3 months. So I'm wondering, do you guys have any insight on that? Is it like a customs thing? You know what I mean?
If that's the way the model has been done, because it's always been that 3 month allowance, or that you could never carry any more than, not be in possession of more than 3 months. That's not new. That's always been the case here in Australia. So if they keep saying that, and so surely there's a CRM or a database or that whole situation. Otherwise, how will they be able to police that? I mean, they've never policed it, because that email just says that, they're pushing, for people to be ready from October 1, but nothing has changed. We've always had to do this, so in the same vein, they're not checking it now. I'm not saying that they won't check it in the future, but, how, and also what's 3 months? Yeah. Exactly. Birdman
aspects of your government, significantly, and then you'd have to put private information in the hands of just average employees at the customs border or something like that, and that's personally, I think that's a breach of your privacy to have.
Well, hold on. There is a system. I don't know how hard it would be to integrate this with Border Force, but there is a current system. If I get my wife has a prescription, so medicine she requires, she gets it once a month, just a number of repeats. It lasts so long. And if she goes in to get a prescription, having already filled that month's prescription, they type it in, there's a number on it, and it will show that it's already been fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's the same prescription they use or system that they use to stop abuse. My wife's medication can't really be abused that way, but there are some that will get you high, or could be used to create things that get you high. And so you can't go pharmacy shopping. You can't take the prescription to 10 different places and get it filled over and over. Once the first one is logged, it's done. And so that's a very, very simple medical system. If you've got a prescription in your box, it wouldn't be that hard for them to open it up, pull it out. Oh, you're not due for 3 months. You just filled that one last week.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they're going to be onto it. Yeah.
My question
I would be a little cautious of that. The other thing I'd be cautious, and this is kind of a word of warning. I don't think there are any of you in chat, but yeah, come the replay. There might be some of you. Those people who feel that prescriptions is an overstep, and fuck you, I'm not doing that, and I've got 12 liters in my garage freezer, I'm good. Keep in mind that 12 liters with no prescription is a massive federal crime. And if you are caught in public vaping and you cannot prove that you have a prescription, and they can prove you have nicotine in there, we're talking ultra police state here, but who knows what they want to prove? They can get a warrant for your house. They can come in and find that. If they find that, that is goodbye house. Goodbye.
I'm imagining that's trafficking level offenses.
Yeah, that is huge.
I also, sorry, just to get back to what Mr. Claus was saying there, that's all good, but when you import nicotine, they won't have a record of the script being filled. I believe they
that
will.
Was my next...
That if your parcel is one that they've put through the system, then absolutely, yes, they will be keeping a database of what's going on. But how many of the parcels that contain nicotine are going to be put into the database? That's what I think is not going to be 100%.
So, yeah, I have a question then for all of us over here on the other side of the world that have no clue. So if you order, say, like, you go online, you go to vapewebsite.com and you order your vape products, and then, it gets shipped to you, and then, like, does that have to go through, do you have to send it to, like, a government agency first, and then they disperse it out to you? So it just goes through the mail. So this just seems like you're chasing your tail kind of here. Then if, like, Mystic said before, how are they going to know that I ordered this? Because if you get something like plain label stuff and they don't do their due diligence at the customs border and x-ray it or whatever they do for it, or open it and stuff like that, it really sounds like a gaping hole in the system they're trying to employ.
That's always happened though, even when because quite often the orders that I have placed overseas are 0 milligram e-liquid. I don't get things with nic because I want to add my own nic, And most of those, I can't say that I've probably won. One parcel that I've ever received had the words on the custom or the declaration, e-liquid. None of them have ever said that, So
I promise you, work in an industry where no one wants to use that.
Exactly. So, the parcels that do say, or have come through a logistics for, that would be saying that this is nicotine. That's probably going to be very, very small, compared to the vendors that are going to, spare parts, dietary supplements, all of those other, terms that, because again, even commercial versus, what do you call it? Consumer, or commercial versus,
DIY.
Thank you. Yeah, very rarely are the things that, not rarely, but it's few parcels that are getting stopped, and that's only because you just happen to win the lottery of your parcel going through the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Keep in mind though, just because your parcel went through doesn't mean it wasn't noticed.
100%. Yeah.
It's just that's e-liquid. It's fine.
Yeah.
And that's the way there are now.
If it's
we are coming to that shift point where they'll notice and go, okay, so we've been instructed. Now we got to be a little bit harder on this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure too. We'll look at maybe the first year, 6 months, being heavy enforcement, and then as always happens, other things arise. Maybe focus on all the ice coming into the country, and so they'll stop paying as much harsh attention. You're absolutely right too. I mean, parcels will come through. It won't be every single parcel gets logged or checked, but
in the grand
that Steve pointed out is like they might let it go through and see what it is. if anyone here doesn't watch, Law and Order or anything, what governments do when they go after people, just to keep this in mind, is they build cases against people. So if you're ordering stuff you shouldn't be ordering, and you keep getting it, it might not be because you're lucky. It might be because they're watching you and watching you build up a big enough offense. So be careful.
I've only, obviously, I get a ton of parcels. As far as I know, I've only had one parcel opened. That was not the Australian government or Australian border that did it. This was weird. It was leaving America. It was America to me, and it got stopped at the border leaving America.
Which is weird.
And stickered as biohazard.
That's weird, because usually you don't check stuff leaving, you only check stuff coming in.
And it was from you.
Yeah, was it the atom bomb I sent you?
Biohazard. Oh, that's great marketing.
Name a vape juice biohazard, sell it across the world. There you go.
Yep. Well, all of this is, I guess the takeaway from this is, like what Steve said, sort yourself out, protect yourself, be aware that, things you may have on you currently, from October 1 will be classed as a different situation, so no one wants to be that first person.
I know everyone's like, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I go about my day. I haven't been arrested or stopped in years. And I hear you. You're walking out in the parking lot, going to have a quick vape before you go in the store. Yeah, it's not going to be like 12 cop cars pull in and drop the vape. That's not going to happen.
Step away from the cupcakes.
Fingers crossed. But
put that cookie down now.
We live in a weird world. Yep. And, sometimes we've seen it. Again, we're talking about TV and fiction, but there's some truth to it. Sometimes any excuse for a warrant or any excuse for a search is enough. And if they suspect you of X, that vape in your hand might be enough to get them through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you happen to be out for an afternoon stroll, getting your constitutional, because we're in lockdown, and they've heard that there's a demonstration happening, anti-mask demonstration happening downtown, and they think you're heading there, that vape in your hand may just be enough to get them to check you and check your car, check your pockets. You don't want to give them that kind of leeway, especially if you're not heading towards that demonstration. I hope you're not going there, because that's just stupid.
And here's Vandal's advice on this. If you're going to do something illegal, which I'm not telling you to do, you do it smart. All right? I know people, and not everyone here is going to listen to the advice that we're given or follow the rules. We're all fucking rebels and shit, blah, blah. I get it. We're all edgy. But if you're going to do something you shouldn't be doing, don't be blatant about it. Don't be, no. But don't like Steve said. That's a great analogy there. Like, you had your vape in your hand, you're going to an active, that's something that you believe in, of a gathering or whatever, and they're looking for any excuse to get you off the street and stop annoying the people that are on the street or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right there's the easy answer door. It's like here in the States, if your car has even the hint of marijuana smell, they can search it. And all this stuff. And it's been proven to be terrible because a lot of people just have fucking bad health, and they smell like shit, and it smells like weed. You know what I mean? There was no weed on them. That's why you see 6-year-old grandmas in jail and shit like that. So don't give them the opportunity.
Did they call that? Is that discretionary? Like at their discretion, they can do what they like. Or not they. Law enforcement can do what they like as far as if they believe. Then
just want to shout out to Great Wombatsky. If you have contact with Dr. Colin, he will probably take care of that for you. If not, across the board, I have heard good things about Quick Clinic. I've never used them. I have no affiliation with them, but I did check out their site. They seem to be Athra affiliated, so that's a positive sign. And I've heard good reports. Some of our viewers have come back to me saying, I went there. It was simple. It was easy. It cost me $85, and I get a little pocket card.
Yeah.
So
nice. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff we've been talking about today, fellas. Good show. And, very much appreciate everyone putting in the stuff in chat as well. We appreciate you at home. Coming up this week, should we get into the what's the rundown of what's coming up this week, fellas?
Only if you say rundown one more time like that.
Rundown.
All right. Oh man, I'm fucking hyped. No.
John Cena. My son's been saying that because he's been watching some stupid YouTube video that has that clip of John Cena. And he
dude,
like he doesn't
but I won't play it.
he doesn't know who John Cena is, but he'll just randomly drop it at me, like calling me John Cena, and I think that's the funniest thing in the world.
It's all right. No one's ever seen John Cena. Anyways, Friday Fallout's back. We took last week off, not just from the show, but from the Friday show as well. Did some, woo-saw, got my chimichangas all aligned, and I'm a Capri Sun in the Jupiter of Moon, whatever. Anyways, there'll be a new game coming out, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, which I can understand, news is coming. There's going to be a Friday Fallout store. I'm working on that this week to get some merch and shit like that put together.
Nice.
But, yeah, for anyone here that watches the Friday show as well, as much as you know, Anthony hates the game boat parts. So this weekend I got a little creative, and I painted Anthony on a boat fishing for a win because he never gets them. And this is going to be put onto print, and that'll be available on the website. I'm going to send the original to Anthony after I sign the back of it with body fluid.
Hold that up again. He's not fishing. He's pissing over the edge.
Nah, man. See, that fishing line was the hardest. Like, I'm no artist, as you can tell. Like, but like for my first painting, I mean, it's not that bad. I didn't have
Your
to cut off
composition
my
is
beard.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I saw like a bunch of Instagram videos. I was like, oh yeah, you gotta do that.
That's the rule of thirds. You went the rule of thirds in that.
Yeah, on accident.
Yeah, nice.
I'm just so used to taking vape photos with an angle. No, but yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's all I got. We'll see you on Friday.
Steve.
I have stuff coming up.
Awesome.
I have other stuff coming up. I have some stuff that I haven't made yet coming up.
Cool.
Um,
Cool. And Black Forest toothpaste. So
yes.
Black
We
Forest
get some
toothpaste.
aniseed next.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy how slowly Steve's becoming one of those like chicks on Instagram ads. Starting to sell us body shit.
Yes.
Legion's body products. Yeah.
If you are looking for someone to show your products, I am available. Very reasonable prices.
Outstanding. Yeah.
No.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
Whoops.
Oh,
Can't
I'm gonna
see the
follow
product.
you. I'm gonna tell you you're beautiful in the comments. My wife follows you too. No.
Speaking of beautiful in the comments, Addy Tooney has just dropped in. Hi, Addy. We love you, man. It's the greatest wrench of all time. Hi, Addy. Steve's got stuff going on all week, everybody, so keep your eye on his channel. I don't have anything going on because I'm up to my eyeballs at the moment. Yeah. That's about it.
Get some sleep.
Yeah, we'll try and get some sleep, but we appreciate you to the ends of the earth and back for tuning in to Monday/Tuesday. I think that's it, fellas. Are we done? We're done.
We're done.
All right.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. We will see you next week, same time, same potato channel, and be good to yourselves. Brush your teeth. Just do it. Brush your teeth. Get my dad voice on and get rowdy.
Now I'm not gonna brush my teeth and make them look like those Breezetones coils I still have in that mod from 2 years ago.
Tasty.
Oh.
Yeah, you need to post a grotty
Wick
photo.
your teeth.
Yeah.
Wick your teeth.
30 builds, right?
Going straight to Vape Council with that one. Yeah. See you later, everybody. Big love. You.
Cookies?